Okay, so I'm going to do a quick update on my EDC right now because I'm finally feeling like I'm starting to be at that point where I'm feeling very satisfied. Two things have happened with this that have made it a lot better. The first one is this: um, I finally completed a Leatherman Core based like key bar. Basically, this carries 4 keys and even has space for up to probably a 5th key without while still being able to keep the file. This tool I have kept completely bladeless so that I don't have to risk giving up my keys whenever I go through something like security. Theoretically, if they, as long as they look, they can see that there's nothing in here that will make an issue. Now this actually has the T-shank saw exchanger from the S Super Tool 300 EOD, so it can run saws, which is kind of cool. It also has a standard bit exchanger and the flat pry bar. So those are the 4 tools I've decided to keep. I think they're the most useful ones that don't have some sort of sharpened edge. So basically, they're pretty safe. And I was even able to put a pocket clip on here. Now, try to ignore the fact that I didn't quite center it, but this works surprisingly well. I'm pretty happy with it. I'll probably replace it with a better one at some point, but for now this is sitting very nicely in my pocket. Very, very happy with that. Of course I have my wallet as well, which has my Victorinox manager and the Mech Army XS7, which is both a lighter. Let me see if I can screw it here. Right? Or, of course, whoops, I unscrewed it here. And of course, the 150 lumen flashlight. Now, this little small flashlight, it doesn't burn for very long, but it's perfectly sufficient for what I have it doing. Basically, the whole point of this very expensive piece of equipment is to replace the lighter. I don't know if that will end up sticking with it, but it's something I've always wanted to try. And without knowing that, trying it, I wasn't sure whether I would be missing out on something awesome or not. So far, it's been pretty good, but I've been really hating the fact that I don't have a way to attach it to a hat. So that is something that even the $9 flashlights have, and I don't think there's any way they could have incorporated that unless they had a two-way clip, which I've seen a couple manufacturers do. But generally speaking, that's pretty much what you get. And then what's cool about this is being a teacher, I can walk in knowing that there's nothing on here that's going to become an issue. But when I walk out, I'd like to be carrying the one thing that I don't have, which is a blade. And personally, I don't believe in folding knives as an independent entity. No, I'm definitely in the minority. I know a lot of people love their folding knives. But I'm always willing to carry a multi-tool, especially one with a plier, which this setup doesn't have. So right now, surprisingly, my big multi-tool I've been carrying is actually the Signal, which I've modified just slightly. All I've done is put what's called Brayon tape in here. It is I don't know how to describe it. Basically, it's a very high tensile strength tape that when heated up will actually form like a cast. So what I did is I heated it up, and then I went ahead and put a hex bit in this slot, so now it actually will retain the hexes that go in here very strongly. In fact, I'll show you that in just a minute. And this is the one that I really prefer, even though I have things like the Charge Blast combo, which is probably the most comfortable mod I've ever made, and the Wave Rebar Hybrid, which looks great. It feels amazing. It's very light. It's even lighter than the Wave itself. I think it comes in at 7.9 ounces. And this one has a ton of blades in it. So if I wanted to, I designed this to be independent, so it has, so it doesn't need the bit kit. This even has the serrated blade that is from a Sidekick, I believe, and a file. So this is really loaded up with a lot of tools, and because I'm using the standard Phillips, I'm also able to fit the large flat on this side as well. So this thing is really, really compact and very, very nice. It's probably my other choice, but I just love the fact that the Signal has that hex driver It's been very useful. And surprisingly, this hammer, like I use it for just all kinds of just random stuff, just like tapping things in when I need to, when I don't want to pull out a hammer or I don't want to put that much pressure on something. I just want to kind of lightly put something in without doing too much damage to it. So this has worked very well. I really don't care too much whether these exist or not. I guess the whistle might be very useful for me on a day-to-day. But one thing I didn't realize until I got the signal was this blade. It's like twice the thickness, almost, of the one that's on the Wave. It's significantly beefier. I mean, it's not twice, but it's pretty thick. And I really like the confidence of knowing this blade is going to hold up. So that's what I'm doing right now with my EDC. And I'm still going to be changing it up. Maybe when I get the Leap. Yes, I said the Leap, the Leatherman Leap. Maybe I'll be carrying that into school because I can actually remove the blade. So we'll find out about that very soon.